sky, she speaks to me, and through melody lingers.
A lot of seeds are out in the bush there now, starting to come out, but most tourist joints will have bush foods like your wattle seeds. That's good in soups, ice creams, roasts. You got your chutneys and your jams, obviously, that are in those shops. You can go to Coles or Woolworths now to get your kangaroo, so it's just a matter of finding out what's there and buying it and trying it.
And what about ways to prepare things like, you know, the roots and like the yams and other herbs?
Well, they're seasonal.
Yep.
And you won't find anything this time of year. That's the thing. They're more spring, summer type vegetables. Yeah, you'd be lucky to find decent root vegetables this time of year.
Are any of those like native sort of Aboriginal things harvested as commercial crops
No.
here?
No, that's the trouble. That's why, you know, people talk about closing the gap. Can't close the gap if we can't have our tucker.
Of course.
You know, and it costs a fortune, you know, for us to go and get that tucker because we've got to pay fees to go and hunt and gather.
That's crazy.
You know,
so you pretty much need to have untouched land that hasn't been disturbed for farming, which has the actual variety of fauna.
A lot of the rivers and creeks and that now still have those foods. Even though there's been a lot of cultivation and digging up of the ground, the foods are still there. Believe it or not, these plants like it when they're being dug up and recirculated because it helps them grow. And that's what all our plants were about. We had to harvest them so that they would regrow again.
President of the Batesford Farnsford Stonehaven Landcare Group. Would you like me to tell you about the day we've had?
Definitely.
Okay, we've had an amazing day, an enormous full bus. I'm not sure how many that was, but it was a large group. And it's been very diverse and very instructive. We started close to home for me at the Dog Rock Sanctuary, just adjacent to the Dog Rocks in Batesford, where there's an enormous amount of work being undertaken by our Landcare Group in conjunction with the Belcher family who own it. And we explained what was being done and why we need more help from interested people. And then we went on right up ultimately to the source of the Moorabool, and so we traced it backwards, if you like, from this end where I'm standing is exactly where it meets the Barwon. One of the Catchment Authority representatives travelled with us and explained to us the policies about the catchment of the water and the distribution of the water, all very controversial because we Moorabool River lovers reckon that it doesn't get nearly enough allocated to it, and it's in fact one of the, well, it's the most degraded river in Victoria, and that's because water is diverted for domestic use, principally to Ballarat. They of course have their needs, but it's a balancing act which is a very political issue.
So what's the condition of the river and the nearby areas at the moment that you noticed on the tour?
Well, just at the moment it's looking brilliant because we've had a very, very wet season, and in fact earlier in the year we had floods on the Moorabool which were superb for the habitat and the welfare of the river, flushed it out, reduced the salinity, and gave all the very dry areas the drink that they've been needing for the last 10 years, believe it or not. And in many places before that it had stopped running for months if not years on end. So it's a critically important issue, and it's a very finely balanced arrangement, the water flow.
And what will some of the initiative involve?
Well, there's no immediate initiative coming out of today. It was really an information session. Lots of us hadn't seen many of the areas we were taken to today, and so it gave us a much better understanding of what it's all about. But in terms of the community at large, it is a matter of water conservation and water management to ensure that our natural environment doesn't suffer unduly because we are too greedy about water.
David, what happened on the tour today?
Oh, all sorts of things. We travelled around looking at different properties, looking at the river systems and looking at the weirs and all the catchment areas. It was a really interesting trip. It really was for a change.
And you did some presentations on some of the vegetation?
Oh, well, I had a bit of a yarn, a bit of a spiel and about our use of the land sort of thing, looking at the different plants that are available, the importance now of land care because it protects our foods as well, and if we don't have the same, everybody dies the same as us. So it's good to see groups getting out and about and really having a go at looking after our land.
And what sort of motions will be happening with the protection of the land and the revegetation?
Well, hopefully that way we get to look at more of our bush foods and hopefully get people to start thinking about alternative foods. I know I do a lot of work with doctors and we talk about alternative medicines, but it'd be nice if we could have some of our bush tuckers on the shelf. Like we've got our wattle seeds and we've got kangaroo and some of those sorts of foods, but it'd be nice to have like lily-pilly or pig face and some of those sorts of plants that are out there. And the more people know about these healthier foods, the better, because there's no preservative in our foods. They are on the shelves in the shops, but not out in the natural environment. So that's what we're all on about at the moment.
Thanks, David.
No worries, thank you.
Hey.
Ali, it was absolutely a great success. We had many new people on the bus trip that hadn't had any exposure to land care, and we also had our traditional land care supporter base, and the two groups really had a great time on the bus. Our older members were able to explain to our newer members what catchment health is all about, what land care is trying to achieve in the restoration and enhancing of the environment, and more importantly the new members were able to get a really good view as to the health of the Moorabool River and how all the reservoirs connected and the importance of having wildlife corridors and links, and just generally the overview of what we need to make sure that our environment is being maintained and restored.
Okay, thank you, Bronte.
Thank you, Ali.